I'm greedy, and if a rich person donated something, I want it. You ever been excited to just go out, get your fit on, you get to your closet, you start looking at stuff, and you realize I hate my closet. Then you remember last week I saw this one video where this guy, he found a Louis bag at the thrift. I also saw this other video where this girl found a full Chanel fit at her local Goodwill. Wait, maybe you saw the millions of other videos of people getting lucky at the thrift, and then you get the same idea. You know what? I'll just go thrifting, right? I'll find some dope pieces, I'll get a dope fit. So you pull up, you go to Goodwill, and you realize Goodwill sucks, all right? Most of the items you find are terrible. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm gonna give you some tips on how to find the good thrift stores, the good Goodwills where you can actually find great pieces, how to find vintage pieces, how to find designer. Well, look, for this third one, it's a little bit of tips and tricks and a little bit of luck, but I'm gonna help you improve your odds at finding those designer pieces. And no, I'm not talking about the fake Louis bag that clearly says made in China. I'm talking about the real good stuff like these other videos. And I don't wanna share this stuff with you because I don't want you to waste time, all right? I've already gone through the pain, the trouble, and I'm here to share with you. But before we get on to the good stuff, if you just randomly found this video, my name is Jhon. I make men's streetwear content, and if you enjoy, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and support, man. I'm trying to get to 1 million subs by the, no, I'm just kidding. I just hit 5,000. It's super cool, and I'm enjoying making these videos. But now let's move on to the good stuff. All right, now you want to know where all the good thrift stores, all the good Goodwills are actually at, but there's some things that we need to talk about first, and that there's a difference between used clothing, vintage clothing, and just old crap, because this is honestly the first mistake that all beginner thrifters make. And this brings me to my most important tip. I'm gonna give it to you right off the bat because you always need to have this in mind no matter where you go, and that is, please thrifts with purpose. A lot of times we feel like because Goodwill's, thrift stores, they're so cheap. Oh my God, a shirt for $3. I need to have this. I just gotta buy it. It's so cheap. But things add up. I've made a lot of mistakes and I'm gonna share some with you. Sorry for the random lighting change. It's been super rainy and cloudy like this past week, and clouds just keep blocking the sun, unblocking the sun, whatever. But we need to talk about my thrifting mistakes, all right? Like, I wasted money on this. This is a Top Man shirt. I was like, oh my God, Top Man, $5. This is so ugly. I also bought this because I was like, oh my God, cool, a flannel with Mickey Mouse. I have worn this out 0 times since I've owned this, all right? And I didn't even realize that it had a bleach stain on the back. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, thrift store, great price, gotta have it. Yeah, no, all mistakes that you should not make. And I ended up buying these corduroy pants, right? I thought these were interesting. I could add them, look. They're Calvin Klein. And in my mind, I was like, Calvin, corduroy, $3. No. All right, I never wore these. These look so old. My biggest mistake was just buying something random that I didn't even know if I was actually gonna wear. Also, I've gotten lucky, and a lot of times when I get lucky is because I go with a purpose. And by purpose, I just mean know what you're looking for, all right? Sometimes we just walk in there not knowing, and that's cool. If you find something that you actually like, it suits you, okay, consider yourself lucky, buy it. Now we need to talk about vintage. I don't have too many vintage pieces in my wardrobe just because it's not really me, but if you saw my video from a few weeks ago, you noticed that I have this just leather jacket that's really old. I would classify this as vintage because look, it looks old. Like, it looks old, but it's still good quality leather. It's still a good color. I was actually able to restore it so it looks way better than when I got it from Goodwill, and I only paid $5. If you find one of those cool washed out Banties, go for it. I mean, vintage is one of those things that's kind of subjective. Something that I think is just old looking, you may say this is vintage, it's from this era. So I mean, if you like it, buy it. Who am I to judge?
150 and 2 or something like that.
Even though it's got like stains.
Yeah, this is fine. So this is like in our vintage store, it's like this is just like kind of what people want.
But now that we've covered these 3 things, we need to talk about what stores you need to look at and where to find them. First, the most important thing, location is key, all right? If you already live in New York, LA, Paris, London, oh my God, Milan, then yeah, sure, you live near all the good vintage stores. You live near all the good stuff, all right? I hate you, but good to you. But to the other unlucky people like myself, we kind of gotta do a little bit more to actually find the good stores. And again, location is key, and by that I mean money. One of my favorite YouTubers, Best Dressed, she actually made like a 30-minute in-depth video about this. Okay, so originally I was gonna break it down, but I just think she did it so well in her video. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a quick clip where she teaches you on how to use the power of the internet to find wealthy locations.
You can look up online the counties or neighborhoods in your area and look up the average age demographic, and you can also look up the average income. So you want a high income and a higher average age, or if you want a sneaky little shortcut, you can just look up country clubs and shop in those areas. Or if you are a real estate hoe like me, you can go on Zillow and look at property values and then set your minimum to like $500,000 or something and see where homes pop up.
Because look, you may live in a small town where not a lot of wealthy people are located there, but using Google, you can find where all the wealthy locations are at. If you live near a big city, traveling to that city may be the biggest investment you can make, because look, the bigger the city, the richer the people, the better the donations. Rich people love to throw stuff away, donate it to Goodwill, so that's where you need to be. Not all parts of a big city are gonna be wealthy, so just use Google, find the actual wealthy areas of a certain city, go to those Goodwills, all right? Now you may be thinking, hey, I know where all the rich locations are at, I'm ready. But wait, slow down, all right? There's still some things that I need to share with you if you really wanna maximize your thrifting and not waste time. And first, we need to talk about, like, look, it's not just about thrift stores. Don't limit yourself to just Goodwill's, Value Village, all right? There's so many other places that you need to check out, and we need to talk about consignment boutiques, resale boutiques, and vintage stores. And a consignment boutique is basically a place that sells clothing for people. Basically, people drop off items, they agree on a price, sell it for them, and then split profits. A resale boutique is a place where I would go to sell, like, maybe if I'm tired of this shirt, I'd go sell it to them for quick cash, and then they resell it. And then a vintage store, it's a store that sells vintage items. And now you may be wondering, oh, they sound expensive. Now, yes, it may be a little bit more pricey than your $4 or $5 Goodwills. Now, the great thing about these locations is that it cuts down the time wasting. They only want to sell items that are in good condition, good quality, that people want to buy. So when you show up, you only find items that are actually in great condition, sometimes even new, that you can actually add to your wardrobe. You don't have to go waste time looking through all this crap that nobody wants to buy. Now, these locations do have different price points, all right? I know Goodwill's like $4 to $5, and the closest one is going to be resale boutiques. Some of these items can be like $5, ranging up to like $50 depending on the style or the item. And that's because people with your taste in your age range have gone to sell those clothing that you may be interested in, meaning that you're most likely gonna find something that you actually like. And when you go to your first one, you'll realize that the selection is so much better. You'll actually find items in your taste that you can add to your wardrobe. Now, we need to talk about consignment boutiques, because a lot of people don't know how to sell their designer goods, so they'll just drop it off at a consignment boutique, let them sell it. And the great thing is that you can sometimes just haggle with the people, you know, get a good deal. And again, at these boutiques, the price range can get, you know, 50 up into the hundreds depending on the item. If you've been saving up for like maybe a bag or a wallet and you just want to find leather good or sometimes jewelry, those are great locations to look at. And if you do have the money, please go. And now vintage stores, so these locations that are either like a vintage denim, vintage leather stores. But I know a lot of people find great items at these vintage shops because usually they're restored. And if you do find great priced item, please take advantage, because things like leather, denim, they actually hold their quality and their value over time. They're things you can wear for years and years. So if you do end up finding items at vintage stores, please do. But now we need to talk about one more secret location that I have not talked about, because look, these are guaranteed to be found in everywhere, no matter where you live. You could live in the poorest town, in the poorest state, in the poorest country in the world, and you'll still be able to find these stores. And that's because online shopping, baby. Look, there's already professional thrifters, and by professional thrifters, I mean professional thrifters. There's people that just spend hours and hours and days and years just going to thrift stores and reselling them. And instead of driving to these like resale boutiques, they've already posted their stuff on Instagram, and usually the people online get first dibs. So I'm giving you on the screen just random Instagram accounts. And here is Paul, one of my favorite YouTubers. He basically just goes thrifting every day. He also has an Instagram where he sells his items. And people support Paul because he takes his time to find good quality items. His selection is fantastic, and this makes things so much easier. Sure, you may be paying like $4 or $5 in shipping, but that saves you, you know, 4 or 5 hours of driving to 7, 8, 9, 10 locations, hoping you find a good item. And if you're not into what he's selling, I guarantee you that there's already another Instagram boutique that has what you're looking for, whether it be like vintage leather, vintage denim, band tees, whatever you're looking for. There's already a thrift boutique on Instagram. No matter what you're looking for, you can find it. And again, it cuts down the time wasting, everything. It makes easy. Maybe a city is like an hour or 2 away. That's a lot of driving there and back. So maybe this online shopping is your best bet. But guys, those are my tips. If I missed something or you have a tip that I didn't mention, please leave it in the comment section down below. We're a community. We gotta help each other, because look, I'm greedy, and if a rich person donated something, I want it. But I hope you guys found this video useful and these tips help help you find clothing to build a good wardrobe filled with pieces that are in good condition at great prices. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch this one. I uploaded a few days ago, or maybe click this one. It's guaranteed to love it. It's curated. It's like best recommended for you specifically. And also hit that like button and subscribe on my face. The button's on my face. It's also down there, but also on my face.